into this one. Is the manosphere gay? Mr. Walsh, take it away. Let's go.
That's my main message to young men is that, there's this kind of, what do they call it? MGTOW, men go their own way movement online among like some right-wing men in the manosphere.
What does that mean, men go their own way?
I guess it basically means the whole system is rigged against men, and the family courts are rigged.
Yeah,
everything's rigged.
It's all true.
Which is true.
Yeah.
I disagree. I fully disagree. Now, it depends perhaps where you're at in life, and what I mean by that is like where you actually live. But it's not the case here in California. I routinely defend men in situations. I've told you about this. I had a trial in February that was defending a father against the claim of marital rape. This was on a domestic violence restraining order, which the standard is not a beyond a reasonable doubt. It's a preponderance of the evidence, which is just above 50%. Is this true? We won. Okay. This was a 2-day trial. I've told you about this, where the opposing counsel comes in there and I'm trying to renegotiate before trial that day. And he's like, okay, so we're going to win. And when we win, and he's laying it out for me, and I just said, hey, whoa. It sounds like to me you're going to trial for your own ego rather than your own client, which is, dangerous prospect to do. And he's like, ego, I make 8 figures. I've got a private, and he's just going on. And he had a Tesla, Cybertruck and all this stuff. And he lost. The last day of trial, he had his entire staff in there. The whole courtroom was filled with his people, which was like 13 or 14 people, to watch him lose. Okay. So you're like, Tyler, you're deviating up. What about men's rights? Oh yeah. I just wanted to mock this guy for a bit. Okay. So he loses. But my point is, my client, the man, won. And this happens quite often. I've talked about this multiple times for family law, which is if you're in this space and you hear stuff like this, what did you just hear from these guys? Oh, yeah. It's stacked against men. Okay, so you're going into a court case and you're a man and things are stacked against you. What's your mentality? I've got an excuse. I'm not going to try. I'm not going to do the right things. I'm going to just not fight for my kids. Okay, is that what you're going to do? Now, there are definitely states where the shit is stacked against you. I'll tell you what states those are. They're Republican states. This blows me away, but it's so true. I get a liberal state like California, which is just, it's insane what they determine as what they call best interest of the child when it comes to if your child wants to trans themselves. But if you're just a regular dude dad, you're gonna get a good chance in court. It's just the way it is. It blows me away that this is the way it is. And you know what the solution is? It's for these Republican states to get their shit together and maybe have in their own state constitutions the ability to have at a presumption of 50-50 custody just by the fact that this bitch wants to leave you, okay? They don't have that in like multitude of states that are Republican states, but you have a shitty state like California that gives a man a chance to actually be with his kids unless the kid wants to trans themselves. Then you're actually somewhat screwed.